Welcome to Prophecy Quiz, where the mysteries of Scripture come alive. Today's quiz will test your knowledge of one of the most profound and challenging stories in the Bible, the story of Job, a man who faced unimaginable loss and yet remained faithful. You'll face 20 multiple-choice questions with 10 seconds to think. Let's begin and see how many you get right. 1. Where did Job live according to the Bible? A. Ur. B. Uz. C. Midian. D. Shechem. Think carefully. Correct answer B. Uz. Explanation: Job lived in the land of Uz, a region east of Israel mentioned at the beginning of the book. Verse: In the land of Uz there lived a man whose name was Job. Job 1 verse 1, NIV. 2. What kind of man was Job described as? A. Angry and strong. B. Faithful and bold. C. Blameless and upright. D. Kind and clever. Think carefully. Correct answer, C. Blameless and upright. Explanation: Job is introduced as a man of integrity, fearing God and avoiding evil. Verse: This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. Job 1 verse 1, NIV. 3. How many children did Job have at the beginning? 5. B. 3. C. 10. D. 7. Think carefully. Correct answer, C. 10. Explanation: Job had 7 sons and 3 daughters, showing his great prosperity. Verse: He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. Job 1 verse 2, NIV. 4. What did Satan claim about Job before God? That Job was perfect. B. That Job only feared God for rewards. C. That Job wanted to become a prophet. D. That Job didn't know God. Think carefully. Correct answer, B. That Job only feared God for rewards. Explanation: Satan suggested that Job's loyalty was due to God's blessings, not true devotion. Verse: Does Job fear God for nothing? Job 1 verse 9, NIV. 5. What did Job lose first? His wealth. B. His health. C. His wife. D. His servants. Think carefully. Correct answer, his wealth. Explanation: Job's livestock and property were attacked first, followed by greater losses. Verse: Job 1 verses 14 to 15 summary. 6. What disaster killed Job's children? War. B. Lightning. C. House collapse. D. Drought. Think carefully. Correct answer, C. House collapse. Explanation: A wind caused the house to collapse on Job's children while they were feasting. Verse: A mighty wind swept in, and it collapsed on them and they are dead. Job 1 verse 19, NIV. 7. How did Job respond after losing everything? A. He cursed. B. He stayed silent. C. He worshipped. D. He left town. Think carefully. Correct answer, C. He worshipped. Explanation: Job mourned but still fell to the ground in worship, acknowledging God's sovereignty. Verse: Then he fell to the ground in worship. Job 1 verse 20, NIV. 8. What famous phrase did Job say after his loss? A. Why me, Lord? B. I deserve this. C. Naked I came from my mother's womb. D. This is unfair. Think carefully. Correct answer, C. Naked I came from my mother's womb. Explanation: Job recognized human dependence on God for everything. Verse: Naked I came from my mother's womb, the Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. Job 1 verse 21, NIV. 9. What happened to Job's body? He went blind. B. He was struck with sores. C. He broke a leg. D. He stopped speaking. Think carefully. Correct answer, B. He was struck with sores. Explanation: Satan afflicted Job with painful sores from head to toe. Verse: Satan struck Job with painful sores from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. Job 2 verse 7, NIV. 10. What did Job's wife say to him? A. Keep trusting God. B. Let's run away. C. Curse God and die. D. You will be healed. Think carefully. Correct answer, C. Curse God and die. Explanation: Job's wife lost hope and told him to give up, but Job did not. Verse: His wife said to him, Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die. Job 2 verse 9, NIV. Halfway there. Are you learning something new? Let's continue. 11. Who were the three friends who came to visit Job? Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. B. Elihu, Noth, and Simeon. C. Aaron, Abner, and Zedekiah. D. Saul, David, and Nathan. Think carefully. Correct answer, A. Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. Explanation: These three friends came to comfort Job but ended up accusing him of hidden sin. Verse: Job 2 verse 11, NIV. 12. What did Job's friends do when they saw him for the first time? A. Stayed silent for 7 days. B. Abandoned him. C. Hugged him. D. Offered sacrifices. Think carefully. Correct answer, A. Stayed silent for 7 days. Explanation: They were so shocked by Job's suffering that they sat silently with him for a full week. Verse: Job 2 verse 13, NIV. 13. How did Job curse the day of his birth? A. He wished it had never existed. B. He called it holy. C. He wrote a psalm. D. He gave thanks for it. Think carefully. Correct answer: He wished it had never existed. Explanation: Job lamented that he was ever born, wishing that day would be erased. Verse: Job 3 verse 3, NIV. 14. What did Job's friends believe about his suffering? that it was a blessing. B. That Job was innocent. C. That it was punishment for sin. D. That it was random. Think carefully. Correct answer, C. That it was punishment for sin. Explanation: the friends argued that Job must have sinned and was being punished. Verse: Job chapters 4 to 22. 15. Who was the fourth man who spoke to Job and became angry with the others? A. Elihu. B. Eliphaz. C. Ezra. D. Elijah. Think carefully. Correct answer, Elihu. Explanation: Elihu, the younger man, was angry at both Job and the three friends and offered a different perspective. Verse: Job 32 verses 2 to 3 NIV. 16. How did God respond to Job in the end? A. With thunder. B. With an earthquake. C. Through a whirlwind. D. In a dream. Think carefully. Correct answer, C. Through a whirlwind. Explanation: God spoke to Job from the midst of a whirlwind, asking deep questions. Verse: Job 38 verse 1 NIV. 17. What did God ask Job to show his greatness? A. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? B. Can you heal yourself? C. Have you seen the end of time? D. Did you write the commandments? Think carefully. Correct answer, A. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Explanation: God used rhetorical questions to show the limits of human understanding. Verse: Job 38 verse 4 NIV. 18. What did Job do after God answered him? A. Got angry. B. Complained more. C. Repented and humbled himself. D. Ran away. Think carefully. Correct answer, C. Repented and humbled himself. Explanation: Job realized God's greatness and repented for questioning him. Verse: Job 42 verse 6 NIV. 19. What did God command Job's friends to do in the end? Leave. B. Fast. C. Apologize to Job. D. Offer sacrifices and let Job pray for them. Think carefully. Correct answer, D. Offer sacrifices and let Job pray for them. Explanation: God was angry with the friends and accepted Job's prayer on their behalf. Verse: Job 42 verse 8 NIV. 20. What happened to Job at the end of the story? He died poor. B. He became a leper. C. He received twice as much as before. D. He became a priest. Think carefully. Correct answer, C. He received twice as much as before. Explanation: God restored Job's fortunes and gave him even more than he had before. Verse: Job 42 verse 10 NIV. Conclusion: the story of Job is not just about suffering, it's about faith, endurance, and divine justice. Even when everything is lost, God sees the heart. He allows trials, but He also restores. Job's life reminds us that in the end, God remains sovereign and faithful. You have heard of Job's perseverance and have seen what the Lord finally brought about. The Lord is full of compassion and mercy. James 5 verse 11 NIV.